Guys, we are joined now by an uncle of the podcast, Mr. Daren Bates, the number one hype man in Titans history. And I'm just going to go out and say it. This is probably the first time. It's the third time we've had Daren Bates on this podcast, but it might be the first time we've ever had anyone conducting an interview for the podcast while getting a mani-pedi. Like, my man's getting his feet rubbed as we speak. Daren, you are a king.
Hey, I just worked out, man. Look, year 10. Hey, dogs are barking. I was right next door to Whole Foods. Hey, it all just worked out.
Hey, man, you spent what, 9 years in the league? You got to take care of that body as much as you can.
Thank you. Yeah. Exactly. So, why not?
What's your favorite part and least favorite part of a pedicure? Because for me, like, I love the foot massage, but I hate when they dig into the cuticles of your toenails.
No, my favorite part is all of it. My least favorite part is leaving.
Is when it's over.
So,
oh my gosh,
Daren, into the football realm. OTA's starting tomorrow. You're still a free agent. Are there, have you had any leads? I know you just got done in Atlanta. You're still connected with the coaching staff in Tennessee. You got any ideas? I know you want to play somewhere this upcoming season. How's this offseason treated you?
Oh man, it's been quiet for me. It's been working out. Being in dad mode. It's different. Not used to being away from it this much as far as communication with got teams or whatnot. But you expect it being a free agent this many time, this late in your career, year 10. So it'll come around. I'm never try not to worry about it, stress it, just keep working, keep grinding. It's the same grind, But like you said, I'm trying to get back on the team this season. I'm still trying to ball, still loving the game, still putting it all out.
So, like, what's on your agenda right now? Like, is it just staying in shape, staying healthy, and then having your agent just kind of do all the legwork of finding that next fit?
Yep, that's it right there. Just have him hit up teams. I told him that really no team off limits. So that way, be more open and get out there.
So even Houston, you'd consider going back down to Houston now that Bill O'Brien's gone.
Okay, now we know that there's some places now. We know that there's some that's just okay. He know not to ask. He know not to ask about some place.
Give me some of those places. What are some of those?
I can't even do that.
You can't. Every man has his price, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, look, Jack wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't ask the question.
I already know.
Well, so let me ask you this: you've got kids, you've got a family, you've got a house here, I believe, right? Am I correct in saying that you live in Nashville? What's it like playing on a 1-year contract? Because you played in Atlanta, you had a 1-year deal with Atlanta. Now you're a free agent again. What's it like with a family, knowing that you've only got 1 year here? I mean, there's always a potential to be re-signed, but what's that like, kind of playing on a 1-year deal?
I mean, you just you got that 1 year that you can, especially as well, I can speak from both sides, being younger and older. Because as a young guy, you're playing that 1 year, but you have a idea that you will be somewhere the next season. So it's more so you can you don't live in the moment as much. I would say you already just playing and then you're ready to keep on because you're trying to get to that contract. This time around, those 1 years they mean a little different. You kind of take it all in. You're more personal about it. You get to talk around to more people and more guys you probably wouldn't talk to when you was in year 4. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference from what I see. My family don't really move around with me because they, kids in school, so they got to be in Nashville. But that's another thing. You being off by yourself. But that's when you get around more guys. So you get your pros and cons in it all.
Well, and that's why Raw Room's popping off as well as it is, because
yes,
he's like diversifying his assets right now. He's making sure look, he's covered just in case. In case the worst shall happen, which I should have mentioned off the top. Guys, Raw Room, rate, review, and subscribe. Check it out on anywhere you can find podcasts. Follow them on all the socials. Some of the best content that you will see pushed out there by any podcast by the Raw Room fellas. You guys kick ass with that podcast.
So
you do a
funny,
really
dude.
good job with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I guess that brings us to, the meat and potatoes of why we kind of brought you on here. AJ Brown, we know he's up in Philadelphia, traded to the Eagles, and I feel like you knew this was coming. He canceled his football camp that was supposed to be in Nashville, and the reasons why he canceled it were a little bit surprising to some Titans fans, I think, and to us as well. I'll admit I was surprised because he said that he was going to cancel it, and he didn't have to come back down to Nashville. He's in Philadelphia now. He didn't have to do this, but he said he was canceling it not because he was living far away playing for a new team, but because he didn't really feel safe. He was kind of feeling threatened. And he released a big notes app on Twitter, posted a screenshot of his notes and tweeted it out because it obviously exceeded the 140 character minimum. But you were tagged in that. What was your role in that? Why did he tag you in that tweet?
First of all, I mean, like everybody know, well, should know, everybody that's kicking this shit at me. Me and AJ, that's my dog. You feel like that's my friend. Like we kick it together on off time. You know what I'm saying? It's just me, him, and his daughter type stuff. So that's my dog. So we didn't talk about this situation, but I feel like more so that before we even had the conversation about the camp canceling, I understood and why I said the same thing on the Raw Room, why I would cancel it. And just from being me, if I would show up at AJ camp, he had to camp it, and some 37-year-old person want to come out there and say something crazy, I would have stood on it and probably went over there and did something. Or I would have had somebody else come do something. Then we would have a really big problem.
Right. Yeah.
So
and
now,
it would have been Daren Bates' name in the headline and not that 37-year-old.
Now we're gonna take it even deeper. Now, me being Daren Bates, I'm gonna think a little smart. I'm gonna make a call to Memphis. Hey, y'all come on down, be security, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody ain't talking crazy.
Yeah.
Then what? See,
right.
So it's like the man gonna do what's best for him. And if you don't get it, you don't get it, because obviously you would have been the person out there getting slapped. Because I would have had to come out there and slap somebody. So he saved you from getting your ass whooped and embarrassed, and he didn't save me and other guys from having to go through any lawsuits, police, any of that shit. So that's where it's coming from. It ain't got nothing to do with the children. It don't have nothing to do with the Eagles. It had nothing to do with the Titans. It had to do with Twitter, Titans Twitter. That's what it all came.
And I don't think it was a bad idea, honestly. If I was in AJ's shoes, I wouldn't have come down to do that camp either. I know he's got one in Starkville.
People mad about him trying to get his money. Now you mad at him canceling the camp for his safety. The fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's. I guess let me ask you this, because AJ Brown, he seems so happy all the time, and just a good guy to be around. Obviously, you mentioned you're friends with him. Both of you guys seem like you're pretty easy to get along with. Were you at all surprised that he kind of, I guess, every player needs to get that second contract and get their money while they're healthy, while they can in the NFL. But were you surprised that he kind of left John Robinson and the Titans with an ultimatum?
I gotta see how I can backpedal and weed through this thing.
Be careful now.
I mean, negotiations happen in the process, and everybody as fans, all of us being on the outside, don't always know when and how many times each side reached out. Now, I know there was plenty of times early on in the negotiations, AJ was up at the facility working out, being around the locker room. I'm talking when nobody else is really there, just him just being there with a few guys. So that's when everything was starting with the negotiations. So it wasn't coming out then. So I'm sure that's when everything starts to take place, as far as upstairs talking to the agent and with the players. So all I'm saying is, man, we don't know how many offers was made, what the numbers were. Just sometimes you just happen to go off of he said, she said, because that's basically what it is. I don't give a fuck what reporter said it. Don't mean shit to me, because they're still got to make up some shit to get out there. So and anybody can tell you anything, so it don't matter to me. But just like the same thing with him being a diva, like to me, I don't know people on the outside what they think a diva is just for they say he's missing games, but I don't know. The diva don't catch a slant 50 yards and break that bitch and break tackles and catch one-handed touchdowns for you to stay in the game in the playoff game that you lost. But I don't know nothing. I just watch a dog out there. That's all I watch.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say a diva in my book is probably someone who is doing a podcast interview, getting a foot massage, right?
Yeah,
That's
no, that's the diva right there.
that's what a diva
That's me,
means to
baby.
me.
Yeah, there you go.
So Daren, so you were talking earlier about like how AJ, like basically it came down to his safety, well, the reason he didn't
Yeah.
accuse that. Did he talk to you at all about to the extent of like the messages he was receiving? Like
No, you
what
can just
he
look on Twitter and see the
well, right,
type of
right,
idiot.
right. Like we can all
Like
like
y'all, what do you expect the person that's getting death threats to do?
Mhm.
Oh,
right,
I'm gonna pull up still. If I'm pulling up, if I'm still pulling up somewhere where I'm getting death threats, you should for sure expect me to retaliate the same way.
right. Was it coming from multiple outlets or was it from like one or two specific
No, it's
people
just
that
more,
were
just Twitter. People just on Twitter talking crazy, saying
right?
stupid shit, acting like oh my kid is so broken in heart. Bruh, kids, they better fucking grow up. Then there's no more worse shit gonna happen to your child than this.
Yeah, right.
Grow the fuck up.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear shit about oh my kid's so sad. I don't care. Yeah, that's a
And
count.
in a world where it's getting crazier and crazier, it's hard to
But
tell
we just had a
determine.
pandemic, bro. We're still in it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
The pandemic should have been the worst thing to fucking happen to your kid.
Yeah, I'll be honest, DB. I just got COVID again for the second time last week, so I see where you're
That's it.
coming from with
There
that.
we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a whole, bro. It's people that going crazy about it when all you had to do, when really all you had to do, clear your emotions. All right, bro. Let him get his money. He going on. Let it go. That's why I kept on saying, like, for real tweeting. Hey, y'all should let the shit go. When you linger around, then keep on saying shit, gonna build and build. And it's just the same thing with football. When you upset about a play that just happened for 2 plays ago, you still think about it. How you had to get bombed or did in on the next play. Just the same shit. Forget the shit, let it go. And he would have had the count there. He would have still had the count. I would have been there. It would have been fun. It would have been great. All the
Yeah.
players would have pulled up. So many players would have pulled up. But guess what? Now you just asked out of nothing. And y'all first, but y'all going to first count.
Right. Right. Now, you've played elsewhere in the league, and you mentioned specifically earlier, Titans Twitter. Do you feel like there is is there something about Titans fans in particular, or is there a stigma when it comes to Titans fans when it comes to stuff and drama and making
I
big
mean, this
things
is
out
not
of
from me. This is not from my personal experience. I'm just saying people I see on other fan bases talk about Titans Twitter. It's like
yeah,
top two, not two softest type Twitter account in the NFL.
yeah,
And
right,
so it's like I see it, so I just be laughing. And so when I see it, I divulge in it myself
yeah,
because it's hilarious. Like y'all get this so butthurt, but now watch this. I'm
yeah,
gonna keep
right.
on doing. So
And
they're gonna
do,
even more mad when I come out with my AJ jersey on. Ooh, that bitch gonna be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Do players talk about that at all?
Not really. No. That's why it's funny because it's like only player that talk about it is players that's on Twitter. Me and
Mhm.
Will Compton will go laugh at y'all after something.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is.
And Darren, not everybody is as good at good on Twitter and as personable on Twitter as you. I mean, you have one of the funniest accounts I think from anybody that plays in the entire NFL. But you mentioned that Titans fans need to move on from AJ Brown. And I agree with you. But do you think that AJ could do himself a favor, because it seems like he's kind of really wrapped up on Twitter, and I know you've probably given him some advice as well. I don't want to assume things, but do you think it would do AJ a service to maybe take a break from Twitter, take a week off, you just ignore, because there's a lot of people that are going to be in his replies no matter what he says. He could retweet something, he could post his Instagram to his Twitter or something
Yeah,
minor.
retweet the Pope.
Mm.
Yeah.
People are going to live in his mentions. Do you think he could help himself by taking a step back from social media?
I'm gonna say this. I would never tell nobody how to be on social media, to be honest, because I'm gonna always be me. I'm gonna always talk. Like even when my wife tell me, "Oh, don't be talk like that." Yeah, all right. Like, so I'm not gonna tell nobody else how they should and shouldn't be. So yeah, I'm gonna let bro rock out and do his thing. As long as he mentally he good and healthy, hey, let him do his thing. Everybody shouldn't just take it so sensitive and personal.
No, I agree.
I do.
I just wonder because AJ Brown, every time he's on Twitter now, it feels like
Yeah.
you know
It's OTAs. Ain't nothing going on. We got a lot of time on our hands.
well,
He's
I know.
done
I'm
after
sure.
12:30.
I'm
He ain't
Yeah,
got
sure
shit
right.
to do.
when the
Right.
season
I'm over
starts.
here getting a pedicure, baby. Ain't got nothing to do.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just wonder if there were less tweets because there's some that are people can take the wrong way, and I know Titans fans are Hall of Famers at spinning tweets into shots
Oh my gosh.
and
Oh
making
yeah.
things out of
Oh
nothing.
my gosh.
But some of AJ Brown's tweets do feel like they're still kind of coming at the Titans fan base, and for a guy who spends time online, I wonder if it would just be a healthy thing for him to lay off of Twitter as much. But it's his life to live. It's his Twitter to run, like you said.
And everybody got their own way of like getting his shit off on Twitter. Like that's his way of trolling. But sometimes like I never ask, but I think and when he posts some stuff, sometimes those would be lyrics. People don't even know it. Those are just song lyrics. But it's just
Right.
funny because he don't say shit else back. Everybody just get off.
Uh-huh.
I think that's hilarious because that's his way of trolling. I got my way. He got his way. Will got his way. Everybody got their own way.
Yeah.
You're close to.
I rock with it.
You said you're close to AJ. Has he told you, and has he told you that he feels a certain way about Titans fans now that he's gone, or is he, is there animosity between him and the organization? Do
Nah,
you think, or is it all cool?
AJ moved on.
Yeah.
Other than the little camp shit, it is what it is. He ain't tripping. And
If
man,
you-
like,
if
hey, yeah,
if you were in AJ's shoes and everything went down, traded on draft night, everything like that, would you have done anything differently, or would you have handled it pretty much the same, or would you have trolled even harder than he has?
okay, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It depends. 'Cause it depends now. Like, yeah, I got traded, and y'all came at me the same way because if the same way happened, I did the same. Okay, I wouldn't have did the same way. If they did, but let's just say everybody gotta get mad. I would have trolled even worse. Yeah, I would have made a video of me doing some shit in Philly, like shitting on Nashville, some more shit. I would just some more shit real hurt. So yeah, yeah. Nah, you don't want me to be in that. That's what God picks certain people. And he knew not to
Okay.
put me in that type of situation.
Well,
But I can shit on.
you're from Memphis, like John Morant said. They don't run from smoke; they run up the chimney in Memphis. So I can imagine you probably would have handled that differently. But what did
Absolutely.
AJ do that maybe you would have changed, other than going just a little bit harder? Anything?
Uh, I mean, as far as talking about like social media wise,
Yeah, or just maybe off social media, just anything since the trade happened.
oh yeah, I probably wouldn't have I just probably wouldn't have been on social media at all during the trade situation. Just waited to cool down. Then maybe just if I was trying to avoid any social media beef with anybody, because it ain't gonna be 100%. Regardless of how you go out, you're still gonna have people mad regardless. Maybe it'd have been less people mad, but man, at the end of the day, it is what it is, bro. You gotta accept it. Both sides gotta accept it and just move on.
A quick word about our friends at Relax the Back. CEO Glenn Word has made it his mission to not just enhance sleep, but enhance lives. Glenn was involved in a very serious car accident many years ago and was looking down the barrel of multiple surgeries to correct many different issues with his posture, his back, his neck. But before going under the knife, Glenn sought out preventative measures to correct his body through sleep technology, posture improvement, you name it. Over the course of time, Glenn's body self-corrected and he managed to avoid any procedures, which is what makes Relax the Back a passion project of his. The Relax the Back team sets out every day to help people in Nashville work better, live better, and feel better every single day. If you're like me and struggle with insomnia or posture issues or, just being awake when you should be asleep, this is the place for you. With a variety of chairs that combat neck and back pain for those of us who are sitting all day at work, along with Technogel and Tempur-Pedic pillows and mattresses to maximize your sleep every night, the Relax the Back team will make sure you are waking up and feeling great every day. Go check them out. 2020 Glen Echo Road in Nashville. It's right across the road from the Green Hills Regal movie theater. It's over in that shopping center area, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're unable to get there, no problem. Check them out online. stores.relaxtheback.com/Nashville and start feeling better today. When you head in and you see Glenn, he'll help you get fixed up with whatever it takes to make you feel better. But make sure to tell him that A to Z Sports sent you. So the Notes app tweet we brought up earlier, did you have any hand in helping him kind of draft that up, or
Hell no, they might just text me one talking about some, hey, go check Twitter.
Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden your mentions are just blowing up. You're like, man, why'd you tag me in this?
That shit so fast.
You replied though. You said something. You said,
I
let me pull
got
it up
my
here.
I got my little shit because I knew there was gonna be too many people saying the same dumb shit, so I
Right.
get it off real fast and then I muted it and I was done with it.
I'll read your tweet. You said, I knew a majority of y'all still wouldn't get it, but goddamn, y'all soaking in fake pain. What do you mean when you say that they're soaking in fake pain? Titans fans are soaking in fake pain.
Because what is the point of being so, like I just said with the COVID thing? I think that's real something to be really upset about. Anything that if you think in politics is going wrong, that might be something to be upset about. It's stupid, but it still might be something to be upset about. But being mad at a man for going to get some money regardless the way he had to do it. It's people out here selling real drugs to make thousands and millions of dollars legally. So what you talk about? If he want to not respond, as he says, that's what they say. If he want to not talk to nobody, if he want to talk all the shit he wants to, and he wanted to end up getting 25 million a year, I'm sure you would have did the same thing. So everybody could have their say of how he wanted, should have handled it. Oh, I would have did it. I would have stayed to win a ring. I seen the motherfuckers talking about they would have took 14 million to get to win a ring. A whole place over here. Okay, let me ask you that. A whole place over here offers want to offer you 25 million, but you got to leave the place that say, hey, we might can win. We might can win the championship. Maybe. Who knows? There's a whole bunch of other places that can win this championship too. But we're gonna just only give you 14. But this other team over here got this 25. I'm sure, Jack.
It's the first
You
big
gonna take your
contract.
ass
You
to that
take
25.
you take the money.
Yeah.
You do, and especially
Jack would be out of here so fast.
That's the shit. I'm like, bro, how do you not understand that? It's that part, but it's the same thing with the Notes. It's the same thing with the how don't you understand? I am getting threats, bro. I'm getting people talking about they're gonna do this. Oh, if I'm a cook. So yeah, instead of me taking my ass up there, something happened to me. One of my family members, friends, do something to somebody else. Then what? We all on ESPN.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
right.
it's literally it's the word fan is short for fanatic, and there are some people that invest so much of their time, their money, and their life really into a sports team. No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you in the sense that there are some people out there that take it way too far and make it too much a part of, you talk about how there are much bigger things to concern yourself with. Well, sometimes people make this such a big deal, and it's an organization and it's a company that is out of your control that does things based off of their business, ideas. And you invest yourself so much into it that it's a lot of times you're going to be left with raw emotion when things that you don't like happen, like a Bengals loss or, like a trade of your favorite wide receiver, and it's to a point where it's like, you're right. Like sometimes we just have to take a step back and realize, like, what is it that we're getting so butthurt about?
Exactly. So that's why I said fake pain, because if it taking like, it's too long. Like, all right, if it happened on what's today, Monday? If it happened on Saturday, like by Monday, bro, you should be fucking over.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what like coaches talk about a loss. Like, you got 24 hours. Like, get over it and move the fuck on. This is a fucking dude that got traded. And somebody don't know you. You don't know them. Yeah, you know of his play, but God, that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand because this was nothing. People, that's another thing that gets you mad. Well, y'all, not say y'all, but how you Twitter that's out there listening say, oh, he got bad knees and he hurt. None of that shit was popping off when that boy came in as a young rookie, getting almost 1,000 yards. None was talking when he keeping y'all in the game in the
Right.
playoffs. All
Yeah.
right. When you need him most, three DBs, peanuts. Come on now. But he wasn't trash then. He wasn't hurt guy then. He was the
I like
man.
that. I like that voice you got for Titans Twitter. I because that's how I hear Titans Twitter in my head when I read it.
That's exactly how they sound. It's crazy to me. And it just show you like you just making it's just too much emotions involved in your logic. You're not being logical.
All right, DB. I know you're about to leave the foot massage parlor, but I got one more for you before you're out.
All right.
Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher in a big argument in the college football world in the SEC nation.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about NIL money. If you were a player and you could only pick one, I guess, partner to sign with an NIL, any brand, you can have any brand in the world.
Yeah, we
who
didn't
you
have this on the Raw Room before.
Oh,
you're
yeah?
asking the Auburn guy, A&M or Alabama?
No. I'm asking him if he could partner with a brand. What brand out there would you like to partner up with on your NIL?
Oh, okay.
See, that's tough because if I was me at this age, I'm thinking about me 18, 19, 20, what was I wanting and doing the most? I would have partnered with my tattoo guy that was in Auburn. I would have partnered with him some type of way. I would have partnered with Ciroc because I was drinking Ciroc all the time. And I would have partnered with Smoothie King. And that would have been my part. I would say I wouldn't have needed no jury and all that shit. Because you know what my goal was to try to make it to the NFL. So I would have needed to got the shit that I felt like was gonna get me to the NFL. So Ciroc, it would help me after the games, partying up. All the other shit would have came in handy, man. I'm telling you, I wouldn't need no change and shit.
Yeah, just because you play in the NFL, you still got to party like you're in the NFL.
You feel? I got to turn up. I got to live life.
And the nice thing is you can combine two of those as for one solid collaboration. You put the Ciroc in the Smoothie King, and there you go.
That sounds disgusting.
Daren, on the way out the door, speaking of, podcasts hosted by former Titans linebackers, did you win the dodgeball match between the Bussin' boys?
Oh man, them boys were scared. They didn't really want to do that shit. So, Will declined. I don't think he been working out or something lately. You can tell by his body.
Oh man.
That's what you know what? Instead of everyone who's butthurt about the camp getting canceled, AJ's camp getting canceled, that we should just set up a Bussin' Raw Room dodgeball match at a stadium somewhere and let everyone just go out and watch that.
So so a lot of people like Jim asked us, did we want to come over there and set it up?
Say that one more time. I think you cut out for a minute. What do you say?
I had a whole bunch of gymnasiums and like YMCA centers reach out to tell us that we can have the dodgeball game at their place.
All right.
Hey, yes. Okay.
If you need alternates, me and Austin are always available.
Yeah. No short.
This is one more thing. This is one last thing I had to say. I was talking to. Actually, I ain't gonna tell y'all who I was talking to, but a Titans player we were talking to. We were working out and shit. And then, but I was just saying how all this shit y'all putting on AJ, you acting like it is just you're not upset or you are super butthurt, either or, because it's basically the same thing. When you want to fake like you're not hurt, you super fucking hurt. But all those people, you want to know the main person that's gonna get the big backlash of it all if they don't come close to AJ is Burks.
Yeah,
this is setting him a standard that he only got nothing to do with this shit.
Right.
And people gonna automatically, just off the strength of just the ghost of AJ, because AJ did some shit you ain't seen a receiver do in Tennessee jersey. Oh fuck, Kenny Britt maybe. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that fuck. So it's like you gonna put all this shit on. Cause it's gonna fall on him if he do or if he don't. Regardless, because if he do, then it's gonna be like, oh, we didn't need AJ. Fuck AJ. Like, shut the fuck up. That sounds stupid. And then when you be like, oh, see, we should have kept AJ. We should have. But you the same motherfucker when you go look up tweets from months ago. You be like, oh, fuck AJ. So it's gonna be like it's just like that's why I know everybody should just chill the fuck out and let the season come, let the shit play out, give it some time, so you can be like, oh, I was tripping back in May. No, I was whenever the fuck that shit would happen. No, I was tripping, let it go. Cause one person that's gotta bear all the bullshit from Titans Twitter is gonna be Burks.
And isn't that tough for a rookie too? It's unfair to Burks in a way because he knows that the NFL is a business, but filling in AJ Brown's shoes, he didn't expect that. He thought he was coming in to play opposite of AJ. Now he's
with AJ, hell yeah. And then don't get it started about I saw Titans Twitter when he had to leave from the minicamp. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, y'all blasting his ass already. Like, relax.
What do you think about rookie minicamp? You ever show up hungover to one of those? Look like Burks did.
First of all, it's not even that. No, it's not even that. Burks has been on 12 visits since the draft. You want to know, in all those visits, he went to go eat good. He flying here. When do you think he got time to train? He going on a visit every 3 to 4 days.
Right.
When does he have time to really train like that? When he going to meetings, he going out to dinner because this person want to take him here. We got to go show you this. We can get you these cleats and go shopping here. Go do this. He doing so. Yeah, he came in mini fucking camp, rookie mini camp. Who gives a fuck? They should have just been running him. Just go condition, bro. Don't even gonna show you on so they can't say shit. But hey, that should be. I guarantee come training camp, that might ain't gonna be right.
Mm-hmm. You will not find anyone who spits more fire and does it with such enthusiasm and grace and eloquence as Daren Bates while getting his nails filed. It is one of the more impressive appearances I think I've ever seen in any podcast ever. For those of you listening, you should appreciate this man for all that he brings into this world, because if he can give you that much intel and that much insight and explain himself so well, all while getting, his feet scrubbed like that, to me, that is top notch. Podcast history has been made today.
It's talent.
Give him a follow.
Going to the market.
Right. The piggies were. Yeah, all of them. Some of them were eating roast beef. At DB_5 Trey on Twitter, guys, and follow at raw room __room on Twitter. Some of the best content you'll see put out there. It's Daren himself and the podcast. Go subscribe to their podcast as well. Daren, dude, we appreciate all the time you've given us, and look, we hope we can ride along next time you get your nails did.
Hell yeah, we can go ahead pod up here. I'm sure they'll let us do it.
That's the raw room, is the room that you get your nails filed in.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, DB, good luck in year 10, man. We can't wait to see where you land.
Yes, sir. Thank you.